How you going? It's Scott from the Salvation Army in Port Augusta, and we are very lucky to be here with Amber,
Hey.
Dan,
Howdy.
and Dan.
Hello.
Thanks for popping in and spending a few moments with us to catch up. And I'm really interested to know a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Okay. Do you want me to start, Dan?
Yep, take it away.
Take it away, Dan.
Dan, take it, Dan.
Thanks for having us, first and foremost.
Yeah.
This is great. So I am Dan. Dan Casey is my full name, if we want to get official. Basically, I work for the worship arts team for the Salvation Army.
Yes.
And I am, I guess, assigned South Australia, Northern Territory as kind of my area. However, I answer to a big national team, so it's kind of Australia-wide in some aspects too. So anything to do with creative arts kind of is what we oversee.
Dan?
Hi, I'm Dan Hale, not Casey, just to clear that up. I do not work for the Salvation Army, but I volunteer a lot, and I am actually a cabinet maker, a pretty good one in my opinion. And
Excellent.
I do like to flex my own work, so stay tuned.
Excellent.
Nice.
Excellent.
I got no questions. My phone's gone black.
Oh, okay.
Should have prepared earlier.
Yeah. Let me just open that back up. So, can you just tell us a little bit about what brings you to Port Augusta?
Okay, so I'm a part of a mission team within the Salvation Army that kind of is, you know, there's a person that represents adults, there's a person that represents kids, person that represents creative arts, etc. And basically, we organised with Gay to come up to Port Augusta for a weekend. One, to kind of see what happens out here within kind of the local setting, and also, I guess, to bring the knowledge we have to see, I guess, what we can impart in these places and what we can learn from these places, and also to report back to kind of the higher ups what's actually going on the ground as well. So, kind of to scope and lead at the same time. And learn at the same time. Scope, lead, and learn. I'll give you those three.
Wow.
Yeah.
They can be dot points.
Yeah, that's my sermon. They're my 3-point sermon.
So, really interested to hear both of you have talked a little bit about being connected with the Salvation Army. So keen to hear your backstory and how you've perhaps become connected.
Yep. I'll take this one first, Dan.
Yeah, you take that one, mate.
Thanks, Dan. So I think as long as I can remember, my grandparents on my mum's side, they've come from Salvo and born and bred. And then my dad's side, I can trace it back to my great-grandmother. So I've just been born into the army.
Mm-hmm.
And
You love Jenga.
yeah, Jenga's good.
Harry Potter.
We'll save that for another podcast. But I guess I'm here now. And yeah.
And so, you mentioned you were volunteering at...
So I volunteer in the youth space back at Ingle Farm and the kids space, and every so often if I need to fill in and help play band like bass or something, I'll do that as well. So just all around, wherever I'm needed, I kind of just go and help where I can.
Awesome. Yep.
I feel like you're not giving yourself enough credit there, Dan.
I'm a good cabinet maker too.
He's a very integral part of the youth and kids program at Ingle Farm. I'll tell you that. So he's very talented with kids and actually getting the culture and associating with people and not standing out like an idiot. He's great.
Awesome.
Me. So I am an officer's kid. So my parents are Salvation Army officers. So I was effectively born into it in some aspect. However, I think over the last 20 years or so, just seeing actually what the Salvos do and what the heart of the Salvation Army is why I'm still around, I guess. So whilst I was born into it, there was it's not like I'm just going with what my parents told me to do. It was I actually I've sorted out a bit myself and love the heart of the Salvos and the mission of the Salvos. So that's why I'm involved. As far as work, I never thought I'd be working for the Salvos, just because you see how the sausages are made when your parents work for the Salvos, so you never really want to do the same thing. But
here we are.
Just God's timing, and the perfect job for me kind of came up. So that's why I'm invested as an employee, and it's also my spiritual home too.
What makes you passionate about creative arts, Dan?
Which Dan?
I'll take this one. I like to think of myself as a very creative-minded person. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah, great. I
We need
think
the clap again.
creative arts is kind of where I found myself naturally. Like, it's the easiest place for me to naturally express myself, probably. The whole, like I see it as a really, it's how I express myself when words kind of fail. Like, I'm not really a wordsmith per se, but I just felt it's definitely a feels thing, which is always really hard to explain, right? So, I'm involved a lot in music stuff and have a background in that, and it was just always kind of naturally where I was always steered to. Like, and I guess Salvation Army have such a deep music heritage that even growing up there, you get taught a lot as a young kid, but it was always where I felt probably truest to myself was when I was doing something like music or creating something. So that's why I'm passionate about it, I would say. It's where I kind of actually feel like I fit in some respect. Like, that's where I fit in the world. Like I know that's like kind of a gift given to me by God, so use it. Yeah, there you go.
So while you've been up in Port Augusta, you're able to facilitate a bit of a workshop yesterday.
Yep.
And just wondered if you wanted to share a little bit of the experience there.
Yeah. Yesterday was actually, I thought it was awesome. In fact, I just loved the relationship community side of it, even when we went to the foreshore and filmed. Anyway, we'll get into that. No one knows what we did. So basically I held a workshop per se about, I guess, multimedia and filming, knowing this podcast was happening here, knowing that filming was something that, like, I'd heard your name spoken about within the local community that's wanting to do things, and just speaking to Gay, feeling like that's probably the best spot that I could have sat in this weekend that could actually have a practical output. I just getting some kids together. We had a couple that had never really done anything, it seemed like, a couple of younger kids, which was awesome, and then a few other people that were a bit more experienced, going out and filming some things and with a goal in mind of using it for a Sunday worship, and I thought it came together pretty well. It was amazing. Yeah.
Any thoughts from yesterday aside from the longboard?
As Dan said, and also was just come up to help and I don't know, just kind of follow what Dan was doing this weekend, and it was really cool to see a small part of the community get involved and really enjoy what we showed them, when all it was just a 5-minute video to maybe say, hey, this can help you improve your technique or something, and just instantly we got to learn that and then go try it, and you could genuinely see the kids that we're working with, they loved it. And
so everyone just fell in love with Dan too. All day we were all just walking around saying, hey, Dan's TikTok famous. And everyone's like, oh, and then they were all keen for whatever we were down for. Jumping, sure, we'll jump off and let you film. See the links below. It's really great content.
Well, if that's the rumours, I'm not going to fight those rumours.
So in thinking about creative arts, and a few of us have a bit of an interest in music, and people will say, well, actually that won't end up being a career, or and it can be the same with somebody who's into to visual arts and all those sorts of things. So just wondered if either or both of you had some advice that you would share with a young person who's interested in getting into creative arts, or and I'd put the social media stuff into that. I think that's a creative space.
Look, I think the biggest advice I can give is just follow what you're passionate about because, like, I think you're right. Like, there's a massive practical part of it that is you want to create a job out of it because you still need to pay bills. But I don't know if I've ever met someone that's got it as a job or has succeeded or is highly successful with their art form that has only focused on trying to get somewhere as a career. They're always just focused on, I know this is what I'm passionate about, so I want to do it. So I guess it's kind of knowing why you love it and just following that as hard as you possibly can. But I think as long as like your priorities are in place, like especially coming from like a Christian background for me, like focusing on my creator first actually gives me more passion for creative art. So knowing the why is probably the biggest thing. So focus on like the why and then everything else flows through it.
Sure.
Just passionately follow what you love and why you love it and don't listen to haters.
Yeah.
Because haters be bad.
Dan?
Haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate, man. Haters gonna hate.
From my perspective, I really like what Dan said and definitely correlate a lot with that. But just from my kind of upbringing in like my youth to adult, like young adult years, I'm just thinking like everything I wanted to do and explore, if I wanted to get good at that or like do the best I can, then I had to put the time and work into it. And it wasn't until I started actually trying to be like, hey, I want this to be the best it can be. Yeah, I failed a few times, I stuffed up a few times, but that's where the success does come from. Like all those times you just say like, I just want to give up, I'm done. But like that's also learning as well. So
Yeah.
It really is. It truly is. Yeah.
I just think it's really important. Like if you find something you're really passionate about, there's so much resources out there that can help you, and it doesn't even cost. Like there's ones that are free where Google, YouTube, whatever. Like there's so much stuff just for someone who doesn't know a lot. Like can actually learn so much from that, and that's all free. And then to even further that, there's like study options as well, which selectively like want to hone those ideas. But like in saying that, like again, we do have ideas of like, oh, I want to make a career out of this. I want to be like the best I can, but that's not always viable for the world we're moving into, living in. But there's always the option of that those skills that you use for that certain creative task can actually benefit you for maybe something very similar, but down the same track.
Definitely.
So I just think like it's really important. Like if something you're really passionate about, then yeah, like find like what makes you passionate about it and just keep pushing for that and keep learning, keep growing, keep trying to find out how to do it to the best you can.
Fail a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fail a lot and
Go
then
hard.
get back on your feet and go again.
Nothing wrong with
Yeah.
failure. So
Yeah.
That's great advice.
Do you know, I just want to say too, I don't know if this is going to end up on the video content, but we actually have some like young people in the room, in the house, that are all about like technology. You all can't see them because they're sitting behind the scenes. But you know, I have no doubt that you guys are here for this conversation too.
Big ups to the people in the room.
Yeah.
Big yeah. Axel,
How you going, mate?
what's up, bro?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, lovely to meet you.
Yeah. Should I start with an introduction?
We'd love to know who you are.
So my name's Axel, if you don't know already. I lived in Port Augusta for since I was about 18. Moved to Wyler for an apprenticeship about 12 months ago, and yeah.
Great. What apprenticeship?
So I'm a mechanical fitter.
Oh, what does that mean? I've got no idea what that means.
So basically, you know, you got your mechanics, your diesel mechanics, people that work on trucks and cars. Mechanical fitting is more plant-based stuff, so like gearboxes and different motors and machinery that helps run certain plants.
There you go.
can you build cabinets?
My mum can.
That's great. I like it.
Hi, my name's Denham.
What's up, Denham?
Not so much. I've lived in Port Augusta my whole life. Yeah, just been floating around, chilling. Went to school with Axel. That's how I met him through, I think, primary school, and then we caught up again in high school, and been mates ever since.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what do you do with yourself?
I recently just started a job as an IT technician.
Hey.
As an L1 IT technician down at Web Software.
Look at you two guys. You guys are going to run the world, man. Man. Oh, yeah, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep talking yourself up because that sounds like a very fancy job, my friend.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm loving it. It's something I've always loved technology, and and throughout high school I didn't know what I wanted to do. I tried, like 3D animation, graphic design, photography, and I just like doing photography as like just like a hobby and stuff. But I think doing like IT is definitely more of a career for me rather than photography because I think I'd like you guys were mentioning before about following your creative like passions and stuff and turning that into a career. For me personally, I feel like there's a fine line for me for that because when does it stop being a fun hobby and turning into a job rather than
That's a big question.
Wise words.
yeah, I've seen it like with YouTubers and like TikTokers and stuff like that. They're all like get burnt out and don't know what to do with themselves.
Yep.
Denham and Axel, you guys are going to close out with the 2 questions left on my list here. So
This is great. This is great.
That one there and then that one there.
Righto, so Dan and Dan,
Yes, Axel.
what do you think are the key challenges for young people today?
Oh,
Bam.
how much time do we have? I don't want to sound like. Oh, have you got something? You go first. You go first.
I think we put a lot of energy as a society into school. I'm not discounting school. School's great. But we do also kind of miss that creative aspect of we just tell kids and youth, you got to fit in these classes, you got to go through these careers, you got to do this, you got to get the right grades to succeed in life. But we don't really have an emphasis on like following your passions and honing your dreams. So I think they have a lot of pressure to, I guess, through school and stuff. It's like, I got to get the right career or I'm going to be a failure or like stuff like that, where that pressure is like, am I choosing the right career? Where we might see people be like, oh, I like doing this, but at the moment it's not going to pay my bills. So I just not going to touch that skill because right now I need to fit into the society of mold of what life is. And as much as I want to put energy into the skill, it's not paying my bills. So I'm just going to push that to the side and do what? Just go to university, go do a trade, like not just go to trades or university, like they're great avenues of where you want to be if you want to be there. But again, that's not for everyone. So the fact is like we're pushing a lot of stuff for a society for the 60% of kids that will be fine for them. But that other 40% of kids, it's like maybe that's not the right ways we should be pushing to them. Like there should be more creative ways that they can explore while they're younger to find out maybe what they're more passionate about instead of just go to the school, go to this uni, do this trade, live your life, have a family. That's it.
Yeah, so the pathway, I think, for everyone's different, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, applying the one size fits all is a bit of a challenge. And, I think often people can end up being unhappy or maybe unfulfilled in life. So, I think having that balance between having a go at some stuff and really thinking about what you enjoy doing, because I think at the end of the day, money doesn't create that long term.
And if you love what you do for work, it's not work, it's your life. So you don't have to worry about like, I hate work, it's so boring, it's such a drag. But if you genuinely find something you do, like you're not working, you're just kind of having fun, getting paid to do it. So
That's it.
If you love your job, you never work a day in your life. That's what they say.
Yeah, and I think I'm also a huge specimen of that because
You are a specimen.
situation.
I love that.
Okay.
Because like a lot of people in my family, they've all got trades. My dad, he sort of brought me up in a way and saying that you get old, you finish high school, you get a job, you make money enough to look after your family and stuff, and then life goes on, and then you have all the enjoyments of life in between, of course. But as you said, like following your passion and stuff, if you don't know what your passion is or you don't exactly have something that you want or know you can make a job out of, it's like kind of where my situation is. But a lot of adventures come with like, going out of your comfort zone and stuff, like moving to a new town and having to make new friends, meet new people. start a new job,
I think
going out of your anxiety. And
that's a good point too, because not everyone has an idea about what they want to do. And I think coming back to what you guys were saying before about, being okay to maybe fail at some stuff or just to try some stuff on and see how it goes. Yeah, not everyone has a clear picture of where they want to go.
Yeah. And so me, it was sort of like, okay, well, what can set me up for later in life? And that's sort of what I'm doing. But at the same time, I still like to travel, stuff like that. And I know I'm setting myself up to do all those things that I want to do.
Yeah, awesome.
Move on to the next question, shall we?
Let's.
Can I add one thing to that question?
Sure.
Is that all right? I don't want to sound old, and I feel like I'm going to, but when I think about the youth thing, I'm just like perception of reality with youth nowadays, I feel is like such a massive, massive problem in some respect. So what I mean by that is it's so easy. You can see absolutely what everyone is doing. You can follow people's lives like no other generation has before. So the whole grass is greener thing, or you see someone on TikTok famous like Dan Hale here, and you think he's got it all, but he's just a lowly cabinet maker, like what actually is reality? Like, I just feel like kids are being fed a lot of stuff that isn't actually real, and that's really hard. And I feel like you see a lot of kids questioning who they are because of that, and I think that's a massive challenge. So my advice to that, or to sum up that, would just be, I just want youth to be comfortable in the uncomfortable in some respect, which kind of goes on to what we were just talking about, but be prepared to fail. Look at Instagram and see that someone's at a beach somewhere, and it's okay to not be that person in that very moment right there. You can actually sit in the uncomfortable. And to be honest, what you're seeing on Instagram probably isn't real anyway. So
true, yeah.
Yeah, so sit in the uncomfortable and try and see what's actually real in the world.
What's a wise word, quote, or piece of encouragement received as a young person that kept you going on tough days?
Oh, I'll go on.
Go.
Chill, Dan. 2 seconds.
Yeah, go.
As I do like playing a lot of sport, and there was like a basketball player that kind of endorsed this quote. I don't know where it came from. It wasn't him, but he just endorsed it, saying like, "Don't tell me the sky's the limit when there's footprints on the moon." And I'm just like, oh damn, that one's good. So
That is good, yeah.
It's just pretty cool to just keep going, try your hardest, because don't tell me here's the limit when
Yeah.
Wow.
people have gone
That's
past
good.
that. So
Interesting. I don't have as good one as that,
Beat
because that
that.
is great. I can't really narrow down just one single thing, but what's coming to mind right now is it was told to me again in sport with a basketball thing where you never miss the same way twice. And I guess, using that in just life, like if you fail at something, try again, but do something a little bit different. Never miss the same way twice. Get yourself back up, go again, do something a little bit different. If I could narrow it down to a quote, let's do that.
Well done.
That's the condensed version.
Well done. Well, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone. So we've got Amber, Denim, Axel, Kaylin, Dan, and Dan.
Boys.
Thanks for contributing today, and really appreciate you guys being up for the weekend, and looking forward to opportunities maybe to do that again into the future.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. This is awesome. Lovely to meet you guys.
Oh, nice to meet you too.
Let's jump off the wall.
that's how the cookie crumbles. See you tomorrow at 7. I'm not wearing any pants.
And back to you, Scott.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much. That was good.